There are those who say that we are a systemically racist nation, that some people have no chance. You think back to the George Floyd tragedy, and that was a tragedy. That was a horrible thing. But that police officer, Derek Chauvin, was way off on the far end of the bell curve. That's not the way typical police act. And yet it was played 24/7, trying to make you think that this is typical, that this happens all the time. We talked to some friends of ours in Australia, other side of the world. They said, yeah, they're playing it all the time over here, talking about America. Absolutely untrue. And how often, actually, are unarmed black men killed by police officers? Well, that bastion of conservative thought, the Washington Post, says that it is less than 24 a year. Now, that's still too many, but there are more than 50 million police-civilian encounters a year. It is nowhere near a common occurrence. And there was another incident that occurred just like the George Floyd incident. Same kind of situation, police with the knee on the neck, man on the ground saying, I'm going to die. It got almost, and he did die, almost no attention. Why? Because he was white. It didn't fit the narrative. What a bunch of crap. You think about it. And my wife and I write extensively about that in our new book, Created Equal. But then let's think about something like energy. We were energy independent. Think about that. We were net exporter of energy, cleanest air, cleanest water, and we gave all of that away. We gave the keys to Putin. And first of all, it led to massive inflation. And then because Putin now has the energy keys, the war in Ukraine, and now the Chinese are thinking about Taiwan, and more things will continue to happen because of stupid policies and decisions. And you know what we can't do is we can't change the impact of stupid policies just by renaming them. And we can't get rid of recession that has occurred just by renaming it. And the only people who believe that are people who don't think for themselves. And I think it's rather offensive to the American people for anybody to think that they're stupid enough to believe that. American people are smart, but we have to continue to work with them. We have to make sure that we feed them the right information. That's the reason that we developed the American Cornerstone Institute, which I founded along with many terrific people from HUD, to concentrate on those principles that made us into a great nation. That would be our faith, which teaches us how to relate to each other. That would be liberty, freedom. That would be community, the ability to work together. And that would be life, our love of life and our respect for life from the womb to the tomb. And we also have a pediatric component to the program called Little Patriots. And please look it up, littlepatriotslearning.com. We have beautiful illustrated lessons for the children to teach them the real history of our country, the real principles in our country. And it's free of charge because we have wonderful underwriters, and also the books, Why America Matters, and a new book that just came out, Red, White, and Blue, Our Flag Matters to Me and You, to teach our children who we are as a nation. And we don't skip the bad parts of who we are, but I got to tell you, there's a lot more good parts than there are bad parts about this nation. And every nation has bad parts. There are those who want to make you think that America is horrible because we had slavery. But if you know any history, every society has had to deal with slavery. There are more slaves in the world today than there have ever been at any point in time, particularly with human trafficking. So there are plenty of issues there. But if there's something unique about us, is that we had so many people who were vehemently opposed to slavery that we fought a civil war and lost a large portion of our population to get rid of the evil institution. That's what we need to teach our children about slavery in this nation. And let me just wrap up by saying, you know, conservatives, people who are logical, people who love our nation, we need to get rid of our pet peeves. Because there are so many people who say, I don't like that person. His policies may be okay, but I don't like him. I can't vote for him. I'm just going to sit it out. That is the same as voting for the socialists. And I guarantee you, when the socialists get in power, you're going to regret that. Your pet peeves won't mean a thing to them.